I'll be handling the session today. So, morning 2 hours, I'll be handling the strategic management. So, what we have discussed in the previous class, I'll be just briefing it out. So, we were discussing the various aspects of the strategic management. So, understanding the term strategy as it is a long term direction of the organization, and so various authors has given their own meaning of the strategy. Then we have discussed about the strategy, strategic management. What does the strategy mean? Why it is required? Okay, why it is essential, and how the companies with having a good strategy, how they'll be successful. Okay, so strategic decisions are not taken in vacuum. Okay, and it is affected, whichever the decision, strategic decision you take will affect the competitors, customers, employees, suppliers. Okay, and I took the example of Hindustan Unilever Limited as well, as it has diversified business. It has n number of products in various segments, different product lines are there, and overall product mix, there are so many products. Then so we discussed about the SWOT analysis also. So in the SWOT analysis, we came across about the strength, weakness, as well as opportunities and the threats of the different companies. So here I took the example of Hindustan Unilever Limited, where we can find the threats like foreign direct investment in retail market, competitors, students. Okay, strengths, opportunities. Strength in the sense it is the most preferred brand. So HUL, as you know, in the soaps and detergent segment, it grabs the maximum market share. Okay, uh, as well as when it comes to opportunities, market expansion, Ayurvedic products, as discussed, there is lot of scope for the, I mean, Ayurvedic products, as well as the products where the pesticides is not used. Okay, so meaning of strategy is also discussed, where Chandler and Igor Ansoff has given the different meaning. Okay, so Michael Porter says strategy means developing and communicating the company's unique position, making trade-off and foregoing fit among the activities, the direction and scope of an organization over the long term, which achieves advantage for the organization. So we also discussed about the different levels of strategy: corporate level strategy, business level strategy, functional strategy, as well as operational strategy. So, corporate level means the strategy, objectives, goals, anything for that matter. All these activities place at the higher end. Okay, the top level management takes care of the objectives, goals, and all. So, functional strategies means detailed action plans, okay, undertaken in functional areas. So also we discussed in the previous class that we have different functional units in the organization. It can be HR, it can be marketing, operations, finance, research and development. All these are different functional areas, okay, within the department. So competitive, sustainable competitive advantage. See, the business. So the business which we are in, okay, slides are visible, no, students? Slides are visible. Okay, good morning, students. Just tell me whether slides are visible. You can come in the chat and you can put your messages. Okay. So competitive advantage is one such thing. It is a condition or a circumstance that puts a company in a favorable or superior business position. Okay. So it is very essential in order to run a business in the competitive situation. Okay. So operational strategies, which is concerned with how the component parts of our organization deliver effectively. Okay, it can be one particular unit of machine. How does it effectively perform its activities? So examples we can come across like production scheduling, promotional initiatives, pricing, distribution strategies at operation level fall in this category. So, scheduling the production. So, to what extent or what time duration the production will be scheduled. Okay, promotional initiatives of the product. Pricing also, as already I discussed in the previous class. See, Indians are more price sensitive. Price is sensitive in the sense. So if there is changes in price, the customers react very soon to the changes in price, distribution strategies, etc. Okay. So successful business strategies depend to a large extent on decisions that are taken, activities that occur at the operations level. So at this level, whatever the strategies the companies come out with, okay, so that affect the success of the business utmostly. Okay, so this is the input of the strategy at the operational level. So the integration of operational decisions and strategic decisions is therefore of greater importance. So mission statement also I discussed. So Microsoft mission is to help people and business throughout the world to realize their full potential. So one of the examples I took, and Walmart, which is a biggest retail chain. So mission must be feasible and attainable, and you have to keep the mission statement in such a way that it should be feasible and it should be attainable. It should be possible to achieve it, and it should be clear enough so that any action can be taken. And the mission statement should be inspiring for the management, staff, and society at large. It should be precise enough. It should not be neither too broad or too narrow. Okay, it should be unique and distinctive to leave an impact in everyone's mind. It should be analytical, and it should analyze the key components of the strategy. It should be credible, and all stakeholders should be able to believe it. See, stakeholders in the sense of this I have explained. See, people who are directly or indirectly related to the business or the organization, it can be customers, employees, it can be suppliers, it can be shareholders for that matter. All these directly or indirectly, they are related to the business. Okay. And Microsoft vision statement is nothing but like visualizing what the company has to become after a particular period of time, might be after 5 years, 10 years, where exactly they have to cater, which market they have to enter, or which are all the products they have to come out with. So these are certain examples of the vision statement. See, Walmart's vision is to become worldwide leader in retailing. Okay, so in retailing, they have to become the worldwide leader. Whereas their mission statement is Walmart's mission to give ordinary folk the chance to buy the same thing as rich people. In the sense, the price is so approachable or reachable, so that even even the poor people can also afford the product in the Walmart. That is their mission statement. You can just imagine how the vision and mission differs between the same company. Okay. So like this, we came across the various aspects of the vision and mission statements. So it should be unambiguous. It should be clear enough. So if somebody reads it, it should be understandable. Okay. So statements also should be shorter, so are easier to memorize. You can't keep pages together, vision or mission statement. It should be short enough, understandable. In order to realize the vision, it must be deeply installed in organization. Okay. Then also we took the example of the L'Oreal company, then Starbucks, Passion Fruit. So these companies, they have come out with various vision and mission statements. Okay, L'Oreal is a cosmetic company, as you know. For both the men and women. See, gone are the days where the beauty products was only related to the men, but sorry, women. But today, even certain, it is targeted to men group also, from baby care, from women segment, mother segment. Okay, you can take the example of Horlicks for that matter. Earlier, it was only targeted to the children's, but today even women Horlicks is there. Okay, so like that, different, that is the opportunity created in the market. Fine. Starbucks and IKEA also. IKEA, you know that they are known for their innovation, their different products. Okay, so and also one of the outlet in Bangalore, which is a very huge outlet, is been opened in the Bangalore. And you can see whatever the household things, the design, different design, updated designs. Okay, that is available over there. And TED also explained, spread ideas. So anybody who have achieved something in their professional life or the personal life, they can go and share their experience in the TED ideas. And Google, as we all know, generally we use the Google. It is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. So for whatever the information we want, we expect, so that is through Google we can access it. So like this, different inputs is been given by the different companies. So companies have their own inputs in terms of vision and mission statements. Okay. And also we saw the introduction for the strategic management. So what does it mean? It is exciting and challenging. Okay. So strategic management strategy itself, it is challenging. It is exciting. Okay, which makes the fundamental decisions about the future direction. So they show the what direction, what exactly is the direction where you have to go. Okay. So we saw the various steps of the strategic management, like identification, okay, analysis, formation, execution, evaluation. So these are all the various steps involved in the strategic management. So analysis in the sense you should identify what is working, what is not working. Okay. Understanding the company's goal, mission, overall strategic direction. So in under the identification, then formation, execution, you can see strategic plan. Okay, shareholders are implementing the plan as designed for maximum efficiency. So these are certain areas where you can find how the strategic management is done at the different levels, okay, within the organization. So finally evaluation comes into picture here, where evaluation in the sense you need to see how the things has come out with, what are the results. So whether the implementation of the strategy is successful, for that matter, where is the loopholes, where we have to concentrate on. So all these things comes into picture. So, meaning and definitions, this also we have seen, setting objectives, analyzing the competitive environment, internal environment, external environment, because business is will run in a place where uh, it is affected with both the internal environment, external environment, okay. And strategic management is concerned with the determination of basic long term goals and the objectives of an enterprise, and adoption of courses of action, okay, allocation of resources necessary for carrying out these goals. So it is a stream of decisions, various say on day-to-day basis we'll take lot of decisions, actions in order to fulfill the activities in the organization to and ultimately achieve the corporate objectives. So this is according to the Glick and George in the year 1984. So in the while discussing about the strategy, we could see some definitions even evolved during 1960s, 1970s. So old the strategy is, and we can see in the mid 90s itself, we there was talk regarding the strategic management and all. Fine. And we can see various authors has given their input on the strategic management, like organizing, making strategic choices, future, turning strategy into action. So you'll make a strategy, might be by we have to come out with a new product, that is your strategy. So what actions you will take? You have to do market research, you have to understand the mindset of the customers. So various things is involved, okay. So characteristics, it is a long-term direction. It is concerned with long-term direction of organization. It recognizes change. Obviously, when all these activities takes place in an organization, uh, obviously you will recognize the change. Monitor internal, external events. Oriented towards the future. It is heading towards the future. So, SIM process takes into account several components of the external environment, including technological, political, economic, and social dimension. See, today we are living in the era of the technology, okay, where technology deals with the improvised, might be production of the product. It can deal with improvised production, I mean giving information, or implementing IT in human resource. So a lot of things is involved here. Okay, when technological aspects comes into picture, political, economic, and social dimensions. See, economy. If economy is in recession, it obviously impacts the business, because when it is in recession, there is no spending. Job opportunities is less and spending is less, the demand for the products decreases. Whereas when economy is in a boom stage, obviously spending will be more, there will be more job opportunities, and the demand for the products is created. So like this, how the economy, political parties or political aspects affect the technological aspects affect the business. So strategic management provides the roadmap for the firm. Okay, it makes it possible for the firm to take decisions. Okay, then indicates how the growth can be achieved. See, whatever the business is, there is a saying that going concern concept is there in accounting. What does going concern concept deals means? The business has to go on. Okay, in the sense perpetually it should exist. For example, you can take the Tata company itself. So how it is being established and how it is being carried out, how it has diversified their business in different product segment, and in even in this stiff competition, how they have come out with agricultural products, or the uh, products like uh,
ಅದೇ ಹೆಸರು ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಅಂದರು ಆಯ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಆರ್ಡರು ಬಟ್ ಒಂದೇ ಹೆಸರು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರು ಈಗ. ಬಟ್ ಅದೇ ಅವ್ರು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ
one copy, ಇಲ್ಲಿ one copy xerox. So strategic management provides the route map for the firm. So it takes the decisions concerning the future with a greater awareness and their implications. It provides direction to the company, indicates growth. Okay. So, increasing number of firms using strategic management for the following reasons. Okay, to be more proactive than reactive. In the sense, proactive in the sense, first itself, you are preparing for the risk, and for whatever the risk, whatever the consequence you face because of the risk, you are preparing for that. Okay, that is proactiveness. Then reactive, instead of reacting to the risk, it is better to be prepared for the risk. Okay, and change is one such thing. With the change is carried with the strategy, because when you implement the strategy, a lot of changes happens, and the employees should be prepared in such a way that they agrees the change and they accept the change. If there is resistance for change, then it's very difficult to execute the work in the organization. Okay, if the lower level employees resist the change, it is a headache for the management, because they should be in a stage to erode the problems in order to minimize the resistance for the change. Okay, it minimizes the chances of mistakes and unpleasant surprises. So many a times in between you might experience the risk. Okay, provide clear objectives and directions for the employees. And also we discussed about the financial and non-financial benefits. And according to the research, it indicates that financial benefits, in the sense, the industries which engage in strategic management are more profitable and successful than those that do not. Okay, so SM concepts have shown significant improvements in sales, profitability, productivity compared to the firms without systematic planning activities. And non-financial benefits is, so if those are the financial benefits, what are the non-financial benefits? So let us see what are the non-financial benefits for that matter. So enhanced awareness of external threats, improved understanding of customers. But coffee then ಸರಿ ಸರಿ. Clearer understanding of performance reward relationship, enhanced problem prevention capabilities of organization, increased interaction among managers at all divisional functional levels. See, top level management, what they have to do is, many a times what happens, they have to mingle with the lower level employees in order to understand their mindset, in order to understand the problems prospects within the organization. So if there is interaction between the top level and lower level management, so most of the problems will be eroded. Most of the what lack of communication assumptions. See, with the lack of communications, there will be more assumptions. Oh, management is like this, management is like that. So if they interact directly towards the employees, most of the problems will be eroded. Okay. So increased order and discipline, because when you implement the strategy, you have a lot of work to do. Okay, you have targets to achieve. So instead of wasting time, it shows the way for the productivity. So you have to work like this, then only you can get the productivity. Okay. And also further, and it allows for identification, prioritization, exploitation of opportunities. See, whichever the opportunities you get in business, you need to enter into that and you need to establish your business. Okay. Then improved coordination and control of activities, minimizes the effects of adverse conditions and changes, allows decision making to support established objectives, allows more effective allocation of time and resources to be identified. Okay, it creates a framework for internal communication among personnel. So this is the point which I was discussing. So it gives scope for the communication between the top level management as well as the lower level management. Integrate the behavior of individuals into a total effort. So from top management to lower level management, it integrates all the individuals in order to come out with a total effort and in order to achieve the objectives. Encourages forward thinking, visualization, in the sense planning, things like that. Forward thinking is very much important. Provides a cooperative, integrated, enthusiastic approach to tackling problems and opportunities. So it encourages a favorable attitude towards the change, and it gives a degree of discipline and formality to the management of a business. And why poor strategic planning also, we have discussed poor reward structures. Many companies might not have a positive mindset in order to reward the performance. See, motivation is required for any employee or any individual for that matter. Without motivation, you can't be very good in productivity. Okay. So based upon the productivity, if you reward the employees, obviously they can become the better performers. Okay. Firefighting, and if there is no proper crisis management, If there is no proper communications between the management and the lower cadre employees, so there can be a firefighting, there can be crisis. Ultimately, if it is not resolved in the initial stages itself, it might go up to the level where the management cannot resolve the problem. Okay, so waste of time, it is too expensive. Since implementation of strategy involves lot of process procedures as well as time, energy, money, since it is involved of all these things, so it is expensive. Then laziness. So what do you mean by laziness here? Some organization might not want to take the effort in order to move with the strategy, okay, because they are not willing to take the risk. Then fear of failure, even though they take the risk many a time, they might feel that I can't succeed with this. Okay, things like this. Then overconfidence. So as individual gain experience, they become overconfident and rely less on formalized planning. See, the competition is such a way, as I took the example of Tata Nano four-wheeler small segment, okay, which was introduced, I think, somewhere around 15 years ago. But today, if you see the four-wheeler market as of today, you can just see how many players are there. You just imagine the competition. The thing was introduced by the Tatas and how that is carried out with the other companies. Okay. So prior bad experience, self-interest, fear of unknown, honest difference of opinion. See, difference of opinion exists everywhere. Okay, but you can't make it to highlight or very this thing. Okay, suspicion. Employees may not trust the management. See, trust is very important, especially when you make the activities like mergers, acquisitions, and all. Trust of the employees is very much required, because two management will join hands together, employees will be shuffled, production scheduling will be different. Okay, then work environment will be different, changes will be there, challenges will be there, might be work time might change, increased work time will be there, so lot of things is involved. Okay, so some guidelines for effective strategic management is, see, even though most technically perfect strategic plan will serve little purpose if it is not implemented. So implementation plays a very, very important role. So whatever the plan you have thought, and the execution, then implementation, so it should be serious enough. All these tasks are not an easy thing. See, if you don't take it as a serious action, obviously you will I mean the company will suffer. So losses can happen, there won't be success, losses can happen, profit will decrease, it ultimately affect even the salary of the employees will also be affected. The next point is, so strategic management must not become a self-perpetuating bureaucratic mechanism. Okay, perpetuating in continue indefinitely. You can't keep only one strategy for n number of years, because the situation changes, the external environment changes, in expectation of customers differs, expectation of employees will also differ. Okay, rather than it must be a self-reflective learning process for all employees in the organization, resolving strategic issues. So what are the various strategic issues are there that should be resolved, and it should be kept as simple as possible and non-routine as possible. Okay, it should not be a routine process. Okay, strategy implementation as well as strategic management process is not a routine process, and the difference should be kept on a routine basis works and non-routine basis work. And if strategy is not working, manager need to know it. Okay, build a corporate culture in which the role of strategic management and its essential purposes are understood. Okay, so once they implement it, so what is the consequences, what is the results, everything need to be known to the manager. Okay, whether it is going in a right direction, whether we are reaching the targets set by the organization. So every information of the implementation process should be known to the top level management. And if there is any changes, so what exactly we can do to, so that we can bring the deviations into the track. Okay, so in conclusion we can say that SM can be described as the identification of the purpose of the organization and plans, actions to achieve the purpose. It is that set of managerial decisions and actions which determine the long term performance of a business, involves formulating and implementing strategies that will help in aligning the organization and its environment to achieve organizational goal. It helps in aligning the organization and its environment to achieve organization goal. SIM does not replace the traditional management activities such as planning, organizing, leading, or controlling. So you can summarize the overall strategic management process in a simpler way. See, it should not affect the regular management activities as planning, organizing, leading, or controlling, but it is an additional activity taken by the organization. Okay, it's an additional activity taken by the organization. Okay, fine, fine. I was just looking into your comments. So regular routine should not be affected, and in such a way the strategy should be implemented. Okay. Now we can move on to the next aspect known as Porter's generic strategies. Okay. So when we speak about strategies, we have many strategies coming into picture. See, in general, we can say that we have mergers and acquisition strategies taken by the organization. We have diversifying strategies, in the sense company diversifying their business, not working in only one particular segment but catering into the different segments. Okay, if you can see the mobile sets itself, how many players are there in mobile markets? Even though Apple phones are so expensive, but it is still in demand. Okay, it is expensive, but also demand is there. Means a particular group of customers are there for the mobiles, Apple mobiles. And you can see OnePlus, Samsung, Realme, or whatever it is. So many players are there, and how they are positioning their products, and how they are maintaining the price so that it is reachable to the customers. So Samsung also a very good product in the mobile segment, as we are using the handsets of the Samsung. It is very durable, even though it I mean it falls also. There is no such damage for the product. So like this, like that, it is designed. And coming to the Porter's generic strategies. See, the main challenge for business strategy is to find a way of achieving a sustainable competitive advantage over other competing products in the market. See, competitive advantage we have discussed previously also. In order to create a good market share, I took the example of HUL in soaps and detergent segment. They rule the market today. Okay. See, it is an advantage over competitors gained by offering consumers greater value. So, if you have a very good competitive advantage through your product, you can create greater value for the customers by means of lower prices or by providing greater benefits and service that justifies higher prices. See, service after sale service is very very important thing. Many a times the customers what do they do is they go for a product where they have good after sale service. Okay, so for example, Dell. In the laptop segments, even Dell is making a very good position, or the Dell computers are sold in such a way that it is because of the good after sale service. Okay, and product is good, price is reasonable, and it is durable. See, especially when you go for the electronic products. Okay, durability is a very big question mark, because we can see poor group electronic products which will be get ruined within a few months or a few days for that matter. Okay, you can't just take and use it, and it is better always you go for a electronic product which is long lasting and which is durable for that matter. So Porter suggested four generic business strategies. So according to Michael Porter, his full name is Michael Porter. So in short, we call it as Porter's generic strategies. He has given some input on the business strategies that could be adopted in order to gain the competitive advantage. And you can see here Michael Porter's. Okay. Generic strategies is being divided into these four groups: cost leadership, differentiation, differentiation focus, as well as the cost focus. And you can see here stuck in the middle. Okay, so on horizontal side, you can see the competitive advantage, as well as in the vertical side, you can see the scope. Fine. We can move on to the cost leadership. What exactly the cost leadership mean? Okay. So here the objective is to become lowest cost producer in the industry. Okay, a good product with a valuable product with low cost. Okay, the traditional method to achieve this objective is to produce on a large scale, which enables the business to exploit economies of scale. See, whenever you produced in the large scale, that is known as the economies of scale. In the sense, see, after production of certain amount of units, for example 500 or the 1000 units. So at this particular time, if the number of production is more than 500 or 1000 units, the cost is reduced because of bulk production. Okay, so that is known as the economies of scale. So if you minimize the, see, cost is one such thing which is very difficult to measure. Okay, so measuring the cost is difficult. Okay, and hence If the cost is reduced, obviously the product can be priced in a better way, which is reachable to the customers, and which can be valued more by the customers. So, a strategy of cost leadership requires close cooperation between all the functional areas of a business. So, this point I have discussed in the previous class. See, once you are performing a function related to the strategy in the organization, many functional departments are involved in this, like HR, marketing, finance, research and development, operations, etc. They are interlinked. Okay, so that to be the lowest cost producer, a so cooperation should be required from different functional areas of the business. Okay, and finally, in order to achieve the lowest cost producer, a firm is likely to achieve or use several of the following. For example, DMart is a retail supply chain, and you can see many people will go for DMart because you'll get the products at a lesser price. Okay, for various reasons, they are giving the products to the customers for a reasonable rate, and uh, to be the lowest cost producer, a firm is likely to achieve, okay, or use the following: high level of productivity. So high level of productivity should be there. Fine. Then high capacity utilization. So I gave the example of the product layout and all. So utilizing the highest capacity. So even when the production unit is not in use, making the unit use so that it reduces the cost, and using the bargaining power to negotiate the lowest price for production inputs. So suppliers, in the sense here, here the bargaining power is used so that to negotiate the lowest prices for the productions. Lean production methods like just in time. In the sense, just in time in the sense you are purchasing the raw materials which is required for today or tomorrow. That's it. You are not, accumulating it for 2 months, 3 months, or for a long period of time. So that means the just in time. So if you keep for a long period of time, you require a warehouse. You have to manage that. If it is a perishable one, you have to store in a cooler place. So lot of maintenance cost will be involved. Okay, so hence with the just in time technology, what happens, you will just purchase the necessary required this thing, suppliers product. Okay, and effective use of technology in the production process. So as already I said, we live in an era of technology. Okay, so by improving the technological aspects in the production process helps to maintain the lower cost and access to most effective cost effective distribution channels. See, we can see Amazon and all taking the help of the localates, the domestic marketing channels, because since it is a foreign company, it doesn't have marketing channels everywhere it is required. So it can take the help of the local vendors or local shopkeepers who have their distribution channels. So we were speaking about the cost leadership. The next is differentiation. After that, cost focus, differentiation focus. Okay. Okay, the next aspect is differentiation focus. We can see here a business aims to differentiate within just one or a small number of target market segments. Special customer needs of the segment mean that there are opportunities to provide products that are clearly different from competitors. Okay, here the competitors may have the similar product, but special attention or the special customer needs, they may segment in such a way that the product is different from the competitors product. Okay, competitors who may be targeting a broader group of customers. So competitors always they have an eye on the customer, broader group of customers, so that they'll try to help in such a way that the product will be switch over to some others product. Okay, so that is the help that what we can expect. And the important issue for any business adopting this strategy is to ensure that customers really do have different needs and wants. See, ultimately, why all this strategy, strategic management, strategic planning, why all this is required is uh, ultimately in order to cater the or satisfy the customers' needs and wants. Okay. So this is differentiation focus is the classic niche marketing strategy. So one of the best marketing strategy, and many small business are able to establish themselves in a niche market segment using this strategy. So it's a niche marketing strategy, as it has been discussed here, and you can see. Okay, next we can move on to the differentiation leadership. Okay, with the differentiation leadership, the business targets much larger markets and aims to achieve competitive advantage across the whole of an industry or much larger markets. You can see here uh, the larger market is targeted over here in order to achieve the competitive advantage. In this strategy involves selecting one or more criteria used by buyers in a market and then positioning the business uniquely to meet those criteria. This strategy is usually associated with charging a premium price for the product. See, wherever you go, if the product is priced premiumly in the sense, it is not a burden to the customers. Okay, often to reflect. Okay, strategy is associated with charging a premium price for the product, often to reflect the higher production cost and extra value. So, higher production cost is there and extra value is there. Added features provided for the consumer. Guys, you are able to follow now. Please come in the chat. Kindly give some suggestions, guys, based on the topic. Differentiation is about next the other viewpoint of the Michael Porter's generic strategies is differentiation. Okay, so it is about charging a premium price that more covers the additional production cost. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, differentiation leadership. This is the first slide. I had gone to the next one, so it was off. So, what do you saw the competitive advantage, the differentiation focus, as well as differentiation leadership? So the business targets much larger markets and aims to achieve competitive advantage across the whole of an industry. Okay. So larger market is catered. For example, if you take the Asian markets like India, China, Nepal, and all. So here the population is huge. Why the companies many manufacture? You can see the Mahindra. See, Mahindra is a domestic player, but still how they are maintaining their competitive advantage, so they had well versed product like Bolero, four wheeler SUVs, and even in small segment also they have their own brand of cars. But today even the Mahindra Thar is also a successful. Okay, Mahindra Thar, it is like a Jeep. Even that is a successful product, and even Mahindra SUVs. Okay, they have changed their logo itself. So how they're becoming competitive day by day. Okay. Okay, this strategy involves selecting one or more criteria used by buyers in a market and then positioning the business uniquely to meet those criteria. So, what are the various criterias? Okay, used by the buyers in the market, on what basis they are purchasing the products? Okay, and positioning the business uniquely to meet those criteria. See, ultimately, as I said, it is the customer is the king. Gone are the days where the companies used to produce the product and the customer used to use it. But today, customers is the king. What criteria they have, what positioning they have, so that should be taken into consideration first. And it is associated with charging a premium price for the product. So we are speaking about the cost price and all. So ultimately for a better price you have to get a better product. Okay, in order to reflect higher production cost and extra value added features provided by the consumer. So differentiation is nothing but charging a premium price that more than covers the additional production cost. So production cost you can anticipate, so this much is the production cost. So might be not experiencing the profit, or they can go for no profit or no loss. That is known as break even point. We call it as BEP. BEP is nothing but break even point, where you will get a point where it is neither loss or neither profit. Okay. And it gives the differentiation gives customers clear reasons to prefer the product over other less differentiated products. Okay. See, there are several ways in which the differentiation can be achieved. Okay, though it is not easy and it requires substantial and sustained marketing investment. See, market is one such thing where the customers purchase the product. Okay, and you have competitors, you have other substitutes. For a substitutes in the sense, sugar is the substitute for jaggery, and jaggery is the substitute for the sugar. Okay, in this way you have substitute products, you have competitors products, you have same type of products which you are selling. Okay, hence, so substantial and sustained market investment is very much required. Proper market analysis, proper research and development, proper understanding of the customer mindset, then changing. See, you can see the Maruti Suzuki vehicles. It can be the Swift for that matter. It can be the Wagon R for that matter. You can see the three, almost I think three version of Swift and almost three version of Wagoner. Why is it so? See, these cars were introduced in the market from past, I think, 15 years back, 15 or 20 years back. Swift, Wagoner were introduced to the market. But now we can see three versions of the cars. That is because it is the changing perception, the changing requirement, okay, of the customers. Okay, based on that, the changes has been made, and it includes superior product quality, features, benefits, durability, reliability. You can see, as already I took the example of the electronic goods. If you don't take a durable or reliable electronic good, it will be a waste product after certain months or after certain period. Okay, branding, strong customer recognition, desire brand loyalty. See, we use, most of us use Samsung mobiles, or it can be some other OnePlus mobile. But if you take the review for the Samsung, so it is durable. Okay, even though you it fell for twice or thrice, it doesn't, nothing will happen to the phone. Okay, so hence it can be categorized as it has durability. Yes, no, and strong customer recognition and desire brand loyalty is there. So ultimately, brand loyalty is there for whatever the money you pay. So that value is being given to the product. Next is industry wide. Okay. Okay. Cost focus we have not covered. Okay, where to implement competitive advantage? See, it doesn't just come in one uniform, being possible for a firm to have many competitive advantages in different areas, because business has been serving the customers through different products in different areas and all, and competitive advantage cannot be only one. Since, as I took the example of HUL, they have n number of products, and for each product the competitive advantage will be different. For example, as I said, is for soaps and detergent segment, they'll grab the maximum market share, but it might not true in other segment. It can be in powder or face cream or sunscreen lotions. The same competitive advantage might not be there for the products. Okay, so now let us see the various five areas, okay, where firms can stand out and ensure long-term success. Okay, where the long-term success can be concentrated by the firm. For example, market share, brand management, networking, trademarks, patents, cost effectiveness, and high switching cost. See, trademarks and patents are taken to the products for their new invention and new innovation, because that should not be copied by the competitors. Okay, once you take a trademark and patent for that, for example, I took the example of the Infosys quote, that is powered by intellect and driven by values. So this quote cannot be copied by by some other company. Okay, then cost effectiveness. Yeah, cost effectiveness is very important. So by giving a better cost or better price, you can build the brand, you can create the market share, you can increase your market share in the market. And high switching cost. See, if switching cost is very high from one production line to other production line, it is very difficult to stop the production of the product. Okay, if there is no demand for the product, and if there is high switching cost, it will be very difficult for the business. See, market share is one such thing. See, market share is not only a problem for competitors, but it is also fine for the firm because its products are well known and well received in the market. Increase in market share. Your product is successful means customers have received the product in the marketplace. See, market share can be imposing, but if the industry has significant profit potential for new entrants, market share can be eroded. See what happens uh, if there is significant profit potential for the new entry in the market. Okay, market, even though you if you don't have a sufficient market still share, but still you can experience the profits. It means that. See, strong brand management. Brand is one such thing, okay, which can ensure a company's long-term success. See, once you brand your product, you can make sure that you will be there in the business for a longer period of time, and also allows firms to earn profit because their brand allows them to charge a price premium. Okay, since price premium is given to the customers, so the company can also earn the profits. Strong brands tend to create the longest lasting competitive advantage. So, brand is also a one sort of competitive advantage to the that to longest lasting. See, for example, Jockey, for example, Titan, Fast Track, Tanish Gold or Diamonds. Okay, you can see a lot of branded products here. Okay, where they brand their products and give it to the customers. Bima, in the gold segment, you can see Bima, which is a very good brand. GRT. So all these are gold companies. Okay, and we can see the Kerala gold companies also as of now Joy Alucas, Joe Salucas, and all. It is because of the integration, or we can see Bangalore is a place where you have people from different states, 7 to 8 states. We can say if you pick some population, if you pick a population of eight, you can see one Tamilian, one Andhra people from Andhra, from North India, Punjab. So like this Gujarat and all. So there is diversification of the culture there. Fine. See, the network effect occurs when a product creates demand. A firm can benefit from the network effect by attracting more sellers. It has in turn attracted more buyers, establishing a dominant market share. See, next is trademark. Trademarks and patents can be sources of competitive for some companies, although it's not too common. So for some companies, it might can become the competitive advantage. Then cost effective structure. Being a lowest cost producer has some advantage, although they are often short lived. So low cost helps the company or the business in one or other way. Okay. Even though they are often short lived. Short lived means for a shorter period of time. Okay. So you can offer the low cost for the products at a shorter period of time, but longer period of time you might have to increase it. For example, when new products is introduced in the market, especially we have experienced this, the price will be high. Why? Because see, when you introduced a product, you have the advertisement cost, promotional cost, market research cost. So lot of cost is involved. Until up to 3 4 5 years you won't experience the profits, but after that profit will comes into picture for the product. So if by that time if the competitor enters the market, then also there is the difficulty. Okay, and a firm can weaken its competitors and offer compelling prices on it, thus attracting many customers. So by keeping less cost, they can erode the customers feel that. So this is not the stage where we go for the competition, because already they are giving the products for a lesser price. So if we go and venture there, we can't make the profits. So this will be the mindset of customers. High switching cost. So installing the switching cost into the business model. So this is another way to earn the excess returns and extend the firm's life. Okay. For example, like wireless telephone companies require clients to enter into contracts that restrict their capacity to change service providers. So, in the sense, wireless clients enter into the contracts means switching cost will be more, even though you enter into the business, and if you want to exit from the business means that cost will be more, because uh, you have sufficiently invested in the this particular business. And some software companies also have high switching cost, because the learning curve to become skilled at a new software program is often quick. Okay, which is pertinent to the software company. So let us move on to the importance of the competitive advantage in the turbulent times. So the success of any business, okay. See importance of the competitive advantage in the turbulent times. So success of any business is tricky in current economy. For your business to remain viable, it has to weather the storms of competition. So competition is always there, and the business environment very dynamic in nature. Dynamic in the sense it is keeps on changing. Based on that, you have to formulate the strategy. You have to make the changes within the organization also. Okay. In other words, you need competitive advantage, and it must be sustainable and able to endure the test of time. Okay. Understanding your competitive advantage is critical to your survival. So you should understand the competitive advantage and how the competitive is prevailing, how strong we are, what is our strength, what is our weakness, how we can erode this competition. See, most of the banking banks today, you can see State Bank of Mysore, everything got merged with the State Bank of India. Okay, earlier many, I think 4 to 5 banks merged during the time of mergers and acquisitions. And you can see, in order to erode the competition, survival of the fittest, survival of the fittest. Okay, this mantra is always there. Keep in mind that what you do best is what draws customers to buy your product. So the best will be attracted by the customers or service rather than those of your competitors. So in turbulent times, why it is required? Okay, gaining a sustainable competition is not as simple as just being different. Your competitive advantage is not a list of your strengths. Okay, okay, you should understand this. Keep in mind that in today's market, too many companies are there. Okay, have a competitive advantage but don't know what it is. So the competitive advantage you have, but if you don't know how to understand it, it is difficult. Know what their competitive advantage is but neglect to tell clients about it. So you know the competitive advantage what you have, but you don't know how to convey it to the clients. Okay, so if you don't convey it to the clients, you might not get the further projects. It is always better you keep your clients informing about the strengths of the business. See, mistake strength for competitive advantage. Don't properly focus on their competitive advantages when marketing strategic or operational decisions. You just imagine on what are all the things you should put your eye. Okay, so that the business will run smoothly, so the competitive advantages is achieved, the organizational objective is achieved, ultimately success is achieved, and you will reap the benefit of the success in terms of profits. See, performance is the key. What does this mean? Performance is the key. Any idea why performance is required? ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಗಿರೀಶ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಶಮನ್ ಭಾಷೆ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಹ್ಮ್. So, see, performance is the key. I mean, who performs well, they will be rewarded. Okay. See, competitive advantage, how it is achieved? It is achieved from what your people do, what exactly they are doing, and not from what they know. Okay. So, ultimately, at the end of the day, performance is the key mantra in order to survive in the competitive world of business. How well does your company build and maintain a competitive advantage? Five challenges most organizations face in gaining the competitive advantages: recognizing and taking advantage of market opportunities. See, market is one such thing. Why so many players in mobile market as well as four-wheeler segment they have entered into the market? It is because the demand for the product is created. See, earlier, 10 years back, a car was a luxury product, but today it has become a necessity product. Even the middle class people are able to afford the cars, small cars, and hence demand is created, population is more. Hence, it is quite obvious that four wheelers company coming and setting up their manufacturing unit in a country like India. Okay, many Volkswagen from Germany, we have Rolls Royce, we have Mercedes, we have Audi, all posh cars we can see in the road today because of the increased income of the individuals, and many people are in foreign countries, non-resident of India, who pumps in the money in terms of dollars, pound and all. Okay, if they are in UK, they will send the money in terms of pound and US dollars. So like this, lot of inflow of money is there from Dubai. It is dinar, I suppose the currency is dinar over there. So like this, lot of foreign inflow is there, and standard of living is being increased, and that it is quite obvious that the four wheeler segment demand has been created. Okay, next point is attracting. Next challenges for gaining competitive advantages: attracting, retaining, and improving the best available resources for producing products and services. See, retaining the employees has become a very much challenging as of today, because of the lot of opportunities available in the job market. Okay, because of the lot of opportunities available in the job market. Hmm, we can see that retaining has become one of the mantra for the organizations, and utilizing these individuals in order to produce the better products. So managing the uncertainties. See, uncertainty everywhere it is there. sharing the resulting benefits with your resources, employees, and suppliers. Okay, so resulting benefits should be shared. It is a sort of motivation to the employees. Performance based training. See, if you see, one of the best place to work is Google. Google is also, which is preferred to one of the best place. Okay, and so these are the companies where they take into consideration the training and development programs, because through training and development you can increase the skill set of the employees. Okay, and you can prepare them for the uncertainties. So it is very much required. Performance based training is one way to meet the challenge. And also emphasis proficiency in job task essential to your competitive advantage, and it is based on clear definition of the task, skills, and knowledge needed to competently perform each job in your organization. See, the skill set should be there. See, one example is many engineering colleges are there, but many graduates who come out from the engineering colleges are not recruited in the companies. They say that they lack in skill set, because as I was explaining, the business environment is very dynamic in nature. So, and performance is the key. Okay, the employees which is hired by the or the students hired from the campus placements, or the employees hired outside the campus, they should possess the necessary skill set which is required by the organization. Okay, and competitive advantage requires that every employee maintain their job performance at high levels possible. So you can see how their performance should be equivalent to the standard set by the organization. Okay. So improvement in the performance, departments must be able to guarantee that every learner can demonstrate full competence. Okay. True performance based training applies scientific principles on how people learn, think, and remember. It requires that the application of an instructional system design model which provides needs assessment, curriculum development, course design, and pilot delivery evaluation. So these are all various activities which comes under the creative training as well as the competitive advantage. Okay, in order to achieve the competitive advantage, various tasks has to be done by the organization. Role of management. Okay, see here, management is one such thing where, see, enhancing human performance requires a team of managers and supervisors. So without the managers and supervisors, it will be very difficult to monitor. It will be very difficult to get the performance from the employees. So a well-organized management team should be there to have an in-depth understanding of people's basic needs and behaviors. Okay, because people, the organization objective will be different, and the people objective will be different. 14, 14. So the organization objective will be different, as well as the company individual objective will be different. If there is a mismatch between these two, it will be very difficult to get the performance. Okay. And managers must be able to make your business vision a reality by developing employees' abilities in teamwork. So, employees' abilities need to be increased, because today, see, while selecting the employees, we have group discussion. Why group discussion is done? So that you can analyze the individual potential, how he will cope up with the teams. Okay, how, whether he will dominate the team, whether he will support the other members in the team. Okay, so all these Small issues will be taken into consideration during the group discussion. Okay, problem solving, critical thinking. Does he has problem solving technique, critical thinking in the sense if any emergency happens, how the people will deal with that? If any accident happens, what is the first aid? First aid he will do. Critical thinking. Okay. So, vision without corresponding action is merely a dream. Action without vision is a waste of time. Vision and corresponding actions will take you to new heights. Okay, vision is there, and according to the vision, a corresponding action should be there. Okay. So far we dealt with the competitive advantage. Now let us look into the strategic planning at it and its importance. We discussed from day one, we are discussing about the strategy, its implementation, strategic management, okay, generic strategies, Michael Porter's generic strategies, competitive advantage. So now it is the strategic planning and its importance. So it's a management activity used to set priorities, focus energy and resources, strengthen operations, ensure that employees and other stakeholders are working toward common goals. Okay, so this point is very important because the employees cannot work for his goal. He has to set his mind and he has to work in compliance with the organization goal. Okay, establish agreement around intended outcomes or results, and assess and adjust the organization. So, strategic plan is a document used to communicate with the organization goals, actions needed to achieve the goals, and other critical elements developed during the planning exercise. So, importance in the sense for sustained competitive advantage. Okay, and Rothermel pointed out that company which has a competitive advantage performs financially much better than other companies in the industry or better than the industry average. So when you take the industry average or when you take the competitive advantage of an organization, so financially you can be in a better place with good competitive advantage. Some companies may achieve it without through strategic plan, but for the most place out, there is a vital to plan strategically. Without using the strategy, also you can achieve a competitive advantage. It doesn't mean that only through strategy you can go achieve the competitive advantage, but strategically, so strategy gives you a direction, gives you a discipline, show where exactly you have to go. Okay, it is very formal in nature. It is not, and it is unambiguous, means it is very clear. Okay, so if it is ambiguous, you don't know where, you don't know the direction, you don't know where you may have to go, you don't know the finance, the investment, time, energy, everything will be wasted. Okay, analyze, create, implement, and monitor, and do this continuously. It is not guaranteed that companies will ever achieve competitive advantage. Conducting strategic planning is an essential process if the company wants sustain it. So strategic planning is required in order to sustain in the business in the competition. I took the example of the BPL company. Earlier it used to produce the television and some other electronic goods, but today it is finding very difficult to survive in the business because of the lot of foreign players existing in the electronic goods, especially Korea, Japan, and all. They are very well versed in the electronic manufacturing, and we can see Sony, Ericsson, then Canon. Canon is not an Indian company; it is one of the Japanese or Korean company. Okay, in the cameras and all, they are ruling the world. Fine. So like this, we can see many advancement in the electronics. We need to view things in a broader perspective. See, when you set up a or when you start up a business, it should not restricted to only one particular region. Instead, it should be you should have a mindset or the vision that further you might also export the products to the foreign companies. Okay, so if the I mean, if the product's quality is good enough to export, so you have to think in that aspect also. So broader perspective should be there when you start up a business. So facilities collaboration. Okay, strategic planning (SP) allows the organization to become more proactive than reactive, as already we have discussed this point. Clearly define the purpose of the organization to establish realistic goals. See, your goals should be smart enough. Smart in the sense it should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time oriented or time bounded. In the sense, it should be an achievable one, it should be a realistic one, it should have a particular amount of duration, and it should be a measurable one. Okay, consistent with that of mission. And while crafting all these goals, objectives, vision, goals, objectives, and all, they should be in par with the vision and the mission. Your vision and mission should not be different, and your goals and objectives should not be different. There should be an integration between all these aspects. So major components are mission statement. As you all know, in this statement will just convey the message like what exactly we are as of today, what we are doing. Okay, so what is our business? So by reading the mission statement, you will get to know what is company as of today. Okay, it is a declaration of why you exist as an organization. See how nicely it has been quoted. It shows why exactly you are in such a business. So, vision statement, short, concise statement of the organization future answers the question of what the company will look like in 5 or more years. What exactly the company will be after the 5 years or 4 years for that matter. Value statement or guiding principles. See, these means are enduring, passionate, and distinctive core belief. They are guiding principles that never change and are part of your strategic foundation. Since what is already been discussed through an example, summarized view of your current position, which is specifically your strength, weakness, opportunities, and the strengths. So by identifying this, you can work on your weakness so that weakness can be converted into the strengths, and finally, opportunities can be found and you can establish a good business. So competitive advantage includes what you are best at compared to the competition. So compared to your competitors, in what aspect you are best. And long-term strategic objectives, they focuses on the span of 3 year time horizon. They answer the question of what you must focus on to achieve your vision. So how come you reach your vision is, so strategies are the general umbrella methods you intend to use to reach your vision. Short-term goals, priorities, initiatives. So these items convert the strategic objectives into specific performance targets, because ultimately performance is one such thing which is required in order to reach the targets. Okay, that fall within the 1 to 2-year time horizon. So they state what, when, who, and are measurable. Okay, so what, when, who, and are measurable. See, action items or action plans. These specific statements explain how a goal will be accomplished. Okay, how the goal will be accomplished. They are the areas that move the strategy. Operations are generally executed by teams or individuals within 1 or 2 years. Okay, this is all about the strategic planning. So, like this, as okay, students. So we are initiating the online classes, as you all know from yesterday. So, but when it comes to the attendance, we can see we are very disappointed with the attendance. Please try to attend the classes because it helps you in the examination as well as when it comes to electives. In operations, we have very less attendees or the students. I think in the previous day, hardly we had only 2 students. We were in search of operations lecturers from past 1 week. It was very difficult for us to find the operation lecturers. Okay, and we have struggled a lot, and we have maintained a proper, quality even in the teaching. So kindly attend the classes. Even though since it is online, I think you have an option to sit at office and listen to the lecture. So then, assignment point of view, try to submit the assignment as soon as possible, as I've given the instruction in the previous day also. And when it comes to the project, try to finish off the project by the month of February so that it will be helpful for you to concentrate on the next 6 papers. Okay, 3 elective papers as well as 3 common papers. Okay, even though theory papers are there, but while presenting it in the examination, you should be very careful enough. Okay, so as I said, don't dump everything in a paragraph. With suitable examples wherever it is needed, it is better to paragraph, small paragraphs is okay, and give your answers in point wise. Okay, through point wise, it will be easier for us to evaluate your paper. Okay, so Viva will be held after the examination. So we'll give the date in the notification itself. Okay. Okay. Tomorrow also I'll take the 2 hours of class. So I'll try to cover as much as possible. So any other questions you have, directly you can put it in the comment box. Yes, guys. If you have any questions, you can put here. So overall, try to give support your answers with good examples. Lot of examples are available. Okay, competitive advantage. You can just search competitive advantage of a particular organization. You can search and you can quote the examples. So like this, you can support your answer as well as case studies. See, case studies also while evaluating in the third semester, I saw you're just dumping certain contents. That's it. Try to support the case studies with proper examples so that you can fetch almost all 15 marks. Okay, without any this thing thought. If the case study is good enough, we'll give 15 marks. Concentrate on the case studies also. Then what else? Any questions from your side? Okay, tomorrow I'll continue the session for 2 more hours and we'll be completing it. So, please refer the study materials, and if you have an additional textbooks also, it is still more better, so that to understand the concepts. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for the cooperation for the today's session.